I'm going to try to give you guys the quick rundown on the drama that's going on right now in the 2A community. I'm sure you've seen that Trex Arms is having like kind of a public back and forth with the owners of Tacticon Armament, and they just recently brought PSR into it. Trex Arms is a holster company that's owned by Lucas Bakkens, and he started it on like Instagram, and he was hand making holsters and he was selling them on eBay, and they've like evolved into kind of like A-list 2A community. Like everyone knows Lucas and everybody knows Trex Arms, and I mean he's been on like Fox News and stuff. He's like obviously a big voice in the 2A community. The Tacticon Armament dudes, they have a much smaller channel. I think they're at like 200,000 viewers, and Lucas is right around like 2 million viewers. But the Tacticon Armament dudes are like, they sell cheap Chinese 2A products. And I guess the final character in this is this guy named Jared Suley, who is PSR, and he also has a channel called Full Tac, and he's just like an industry plant guy. Like he's done this before. He had like he's tried to do like a music career thing where he like botted his views and stuff like that, and he tried to do like a homosexual Tumblr thing where he like liked his pictures of himself with fake accounts. Really weird guy, but he only kind of got like dragged into it recently, so we'll try to keep him out of it. We originally thought this was about tourniquets because that was kind of like the online narrative. I guess Lucas made fun of cheap Chinese products, or he said something about cheap Chinese products on his podcast, and Tacticon Armament got mad because they're a California-based company that sells cheap Chinese products. But from what I've seen, Lucas didn't even like call them out by name or anything like that, although some of the people in the comments were calling Tacticon out for their cheap Chinese products by name, and I do think Lucas responded to a few of those comments. So Tacticon decided to do a 1 hour long podcast, and this was like 6 months ago, about Lucas. On the podcast, they actually showed that their tourniquets do work. So I think it was Nolan put the tourniquet around his arm to like stop blood flow, and then he put a heart rate monitor on his finger to show that there was like no pulse, and therefore it worked. And then they also did a thing where they put the tourniquet around like a steel pipe and just tightened it as much as they could, like thinking it would break, but it didn't break, and they got it like super tight. There were also some like good moments on that podcast wherever Jake was like, the global economy and the state of technology is the reason that they could sell their tourniquets for like less money than Trex Arms does. Or there was like a little part when they were defending their Chinese products that they were like crying about Japan and Germany. So that was also kind of funny. But we knew that there was like an elephant in the room the whole time, or like a donkey in the closet. And we got to that at the very end of the episode. The Tacticon Armament guys made it clear that they were unhappy with Lucas for making gay jokes online. And I never actually saw Lucas make like a gay joke, but I did see one time he posted that like night vision marketing was queer. And he had all the industry plants like Polnar Tactical and all the bot accounts like rush in to flame him and report his post and cry about it in the comments. And it just became clear that like Tacticon Armament's whole little bit that they are doing right now is just like they're trying to market directly to people who disagree with Lucas's religious and political views. They couldn't even keep it together for their whole entire episode. There was a part where Jake was like, "We all need to come together in the 2A community." But then Nolan was like, "I'll fight him in MMA." Which, from what I understand, Lucas just like completely ignored them because they're obviously just a smaller channel trying to like get clicks off of Lucas's name. And then like a week ago, Lucas did another podcast. It was What's Wrong with Gun Industry Marketing. And that's wherever he used the picture of Jared Suley in the thumbnail. And Tacticon Armament was not having this. They went into full meltdown mode. They started the podcast doing like homosexual things to each other physically, and then spent the whole entire next hour like doing little gay innuendos and stuff like that. It was so cringy. And all the gatekeepers rejoiced, like that Polnar Tactical, they were in the comments. And then like the loser followers of like Forgotten Weapons and Carl Casarda and Omar Rashan, you know, all those like YouTube protected class people. Basically, Tacticon Armament did an okay job with this. They saw that firearms and 2A is like in trend with homosexuals right now, so they found a boogeyman in Lucas Bakken that they could be like, will demonize him and the people who don't agree with him religiously and politically. We're here to sell you our Chinese products. Yesterday on Lucas' podcast, he didn't even say anything about Tacticon Armament. He's still not even like naming them by name, so I don't think that beef is gonna go anywhere. I really couldn't see Lucas taking an MMA fight with a 200k subscriber channel. It just wouldn't really make sense, and like no one serious like takes Tacticon Armament very seriously. They're like the Temu 2A company. I think Lucas barely mentioned like the Jared Suley stuff, but again, I mean, this guy's just another like hipster industry alphabet person, Fruity Loops guy. It's like we've seen this a million times. He's like the Antifa cosplay, DSLR, gray color grading, log footage, hipster edit, Democrat author at the Intelligencer, Reddit focus group guy. He's just that guy again. He's just wearing a mask. He's already tried this before. I mean, I don't think that's gonna go anywhere. If you'd like to see some videos in the future about any of the other people, let me know. I could do a pretty good video on Ian McCollum. That dude's a weirdo. I could do a good video on Carl Casarda. That guy's a weirdo. I could do a video on the Dirty Civilian people. That's like another botted account. That's like a right-wing botted account. Well, it's like a State Department botted account. I could do a video on Polnar. That's like a NATO botted account. Or like video on Omar Rashan. That's one of the like Chop Chaz terrorists. You guys just let me know in the comments if I should do any more videos like this.